Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Wednesday afternoon here inside the studio. Got a great one planned for you guys today. We're going to take a look at all these playoff teams, all right, as the playoffs arrive and get ever so near. The first matchup we got is a rematch. Friday, December 19th, I believe is the date. We got a home playoff game out there in Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma, between the Sooners and the Alabama Crimson Tide. I think the biggest question in that football game is about both offenses. Today, we're going to take a look at this Oklahoma offense. All right, now we're going to watch this, or we're going to preview this matchup in a multitude of ways. Today, we're going to look at Oklahoma. We just got done watching a ton of Alabama tape in their SEC championship game against Georgia. We're going to watch the game that they played back in, what was that, late October, early November. We're going to rewatch that one together next week here inside the studio. But today, we are specifically going to watch Oklahoma's offensive performance, most recent offensive performance against the LSU Tigers. Now, a little bit of a different matchup considering LSU is a man-to-man football team. They are strictly across the board. That's what they play. That's what they do, specifically if they think that they can cover you, and they thought they could cover you. All right, so I don't think Alabama is that, though. We're going to look at them, play them, and see where their deficiencies are as a football team. We're not really going to talk a lot of schematics today. We're going to talk about stuff that we got to clean up as a football team ourselves, all right, as an Oklahoma offense. Got a couple of rules around here if you are new to the network, which I assume there are some that are today. If you learn anything about the game of football, you must subscribe. If you learn anything about your favorite football team today, you must subscribe. If you have any fun today at all, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, like I said, it's been a little bit strugglesome offensively. I think that's a bit of an understatement. It's been strugglesome offensively basically since the thumb injury, all right? But prior to that, Jonathan and I think Jonathan on the show was one of the first people to point it out. It's like, guys, they can't run the football. Without John Mateer, they can't run the football. Now, the reason being, very young at back, very young at offensive line. They have grown as the season has grown. Very young in the system as well, right? Ben Arbuckle got there this offseason with John Mateer. All right, but let's take a look at it. First play of the football game. I think there's a noticeable trend right here with Oklahoma's offensive line. I have a concern with pad level. That is my primary concern with this football team. All right, take a look at it, particularly at the interior positions, because this is where it is important. All right, where's our hat placement from number 90? That's in our chin, isn't it? All right, we got to play lower. All right, watch number 88 on the front side of this play. Where's our hat placement right now? In that dude's chest. All right, we will never, ever, ever move defensive linemen in this conference. All right, really even in college football, we will not move defensive linemen against their will if we're getting chin checked or chest checked. Do we all understand that? All right, so this has to be addressed. Now, we looked it up. This is sawed-off SOB. This kid's 6'1", 270-ish pounds, all right? So he's going to win with pad level, but he can't win with chest pad level. You know what I mean? We're not going to move him, and as you'll see, they don't. All right, even with the double teams, 90 and 88 stay at the line of scrimmage. But most importantly, right, we have had to overcommit ourselves so much to try to create movement right here on the first snap of the football game. We're trying to combo up to number 7 right here, and we're trying to combo up to number 33 on the backside over here, split zone that number 44. But look at these two. The center overcommits himself to the down lineman, and now we overrun Harold Perkins, the guy we're responsible for. All right? So those things, we got to clean those things up. That ain't nothing to do with talent. That's about playing low and playing pissed off. Do we all understand? All right. Now, I do not have a problem with the arm slot. So when you hear me talk mechanics today, do not get balled up in where the ball comes out. I don't care. He is from the ear material. We called him that back in July, didn't we? All right, watching the Wazoo tape, previewing this season for you guys. My problem is everything from the waist down. Everything down here is chaotic. It is just flying all over the place. But when we do have arm slots like this, and I think Phillip Rivers had this problem, but he's 6'5". All right, I think Mateer is closer to 6'2.5", 6'3". When we do throw from here, what do you think we have a tendency to have happen to us? Tip balls. I wonder what the numbers are. All right, I want you analytical gurus to start running that stuff down. Those things matter because of stuff like this. Because when we tip balls up over the middle of the field, this one's going back the other way for 7. This has nothing to do with the quarterback. He's trying to work an RPO slant over here. But guys, we talk about RPOs on this network all the time. Hands is going to be up. The ball's getting pulled so quick and you're getting into your motion so fast that defensive linemen know they're not going to get home. So they know they need to get up and they need to start, impacting the passing lanes. And that's exactly what happens right here. And Perk does a good job taking it back the other way. And Mateer does a good job efforting to get the tackle, or else that's 7 back the other way. I think they end up finding a way to punch it in to start the football game up 7-0. But you see, look, I'm saying we need to fix this. This is who he is at this point in his life. We're going to talk a whole lot about fixing some of this stuff. This is as clean and as fundamentally sound from the waist down as he will be today. All right? The rest of it, we're just going to slide out. I said on an Oklahoma podcast today, it's like he's a shortstop that's catching the ball from the second baseman and just swiping that back toe on the back of the bag. You're not a ball player, so you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That move with it. Oh, you watch a lot of ball. That's right. You watch a lot of baseball. You play baseball?
Yes.
This is news to me. Hey, by the way, the chat says nowadays when I do talk to you, you need the microphone in your face. Okay. Yeah. Great job capitalizing on it. Got to avoid all of these, but some of these, if we're an RPO football team, they're unavoidable. We've talked about this on this network for years now, okay? I think this might be their best back, all right? I like the young kid in 6. I like the 24, all right? They don't create a ton of movement, right? They don't create a ton of space. I think they need to be a wide to mid-zone football team, all right? I don't think we need to be working double teams up this way. I think we need to be working double teams this way. Do we all get that? I think we need to be a mid-zone, wide-zone stretch football team and not necessarily so much of this. I also think it works for the style of back. I think this kid's really explosive, north and south, and's got a little bit of wiggle. I think number 24 is an SOB, or as we would call a bitch to tackle around here. That's a tough one to tackle when he gets 1 foot in the ground and gets north and south. All right, that touchdown against Ole Miss is a prime example of that. I think they need to be a wide zone stretch football team. I don't think they need to be running counter all that much, be running inside zone all that much, read zone, mid zone, any of that. I think they need to be a stretch football team because of this right here. All right, but here's my problem with this system, and we're going to show you 2 examples of this today, and they show an example of this in every football game. I have said that he is almost like a coordinator and one of those guys that plays NCAA 14 or college football 26 for you young cats that's like, oh, halfback sweep hit. Okay, triangle. Get right back on the ball, run it again. He'll do it in real life, but the problem is, look, Jonathan, they widened the split the previous snap. You see how wide that split is? Okay, well now in this snap, they're going to widen it even more and try to run the same exact play. But watch what this 9 technique does and the subsequent nickel cornerback that's right behind him. He spikes B gap and then they plug C because you just ran the same play. You see what I'm saying? They're playing math, they're playing tendencies, they're playing successful trends, right? I would imagine at this point in the season, Arbuckle probably has some trend that says, hey, if he hits with this, he's coming right back with it. Get back on the ball and prepare for it. As a defense, game 14, game 13, we start knowing those things. We start preparing those things. We start automatically triggering things like this. We all get that? Now, in the run game, it's a -4, and it was 2nd and 6, and now it's 3rd and 10, and that sucks. When we do this in the passing game 30 plays from now, it's an interception going back the other way, and that's a bad thing, all right? So these are some of the things I think Arbuckle's almost got to contain himself in the middle of this playoff run because we can't be having sudden turnovers or sudden negatives. Once we get a positive chunk, live with it. Let's hunt another chunk later in the possession, maybe not right now. Do we all get that? I got to stop saying that. There are some things left in the quarterback's, development that I have concerns. Put us into. This is mesh Z-spot. Okay, this is a staple in their offense. They're going to run it multiple times in this film study. All right, versus zone coverage. This is how we teach it. I have no idea how they teach it. Versus zone coverage, we read it top to bottom, meaning that will be one, and we will read the scissors or the mesh concept secondarily. All right, versus man, we read it low to high. We're trying to get that man rub right now, get him the ball, and let him run after the catch, okay? They've got zone coverage for one of the very first times, LSU will play. They're normally a man-to-man football team. He should be reading this top down, okay? Instead, he reads it just right to the mesh point and throws it into this double coverage window as Harold Perkins hangs out. Look at this right here, all the way down to the bottom of the progression. If we saw and recognized zone coverage, which we should based off the leverage of the football players that we got going on, from the wide you can really, really see it. We should be reading this top to bottom in my estimation and how I coach measures each spot, right? So if we did, we would realize, all right, 40's getting good depth right here on the top curl, right? And it carries so all the way to it. What a great job by Whit Weeks right there. So if we're reading top to bottom, we say, okay, boom, the Z spot's done. We read the middle progression right now, and we say, uh-oh, Harold Perkins dipping up underneath here, and we'd spit the ball to the tight, wouldn't we? Now, hey, here's what I love about the kid. We're going to show you another rep later, and not only do the wide receivers realize it's zone so they hook up earlier, but he reads it out way, way better. He's very coachable in game as well, okay? Just it's the mechanical things that I worry about. The mental aspect of him is very coachable and very adaptable on the fly. That is why they have such success in second halves, third and fourth quarters with explosives, okay? Let's go to play 10. I mean, dude, he makes a ton of big throws. A ton of big throws. Every game. I mean, it's like 4 or 5 of these in over the 4-quarter time span. It's just several times where, here in a little bit, we're gonna spray a football, Like 7 plays from now, I think it's 2 passing attempts from now, he's gonna go from that ball right there. I mean, that's the stuff you see on Bo Nix's like viral highlight tapes on social media in the NFL right now. You know what I mean? That's a huge big-time throw. And then we go 2 rips later, and we're going to spray an arm side miss, which, again, we've been talking about for a while now, and I think we just got to live with. But we got to know as a coordinator where these go and where we can't miss with an arm side miss, which is the left side over here. We can't miss over here. We're going to throw a pick later in this football game with an arm side miss to our left side. But right here, again, working to our left, when we miss this football, we are always going to miss it this way. We're always going to spray it on our arm side because we don't have camera 1 anymore, so I don't even know how to do this for the first-time viewers that have never seen us. Zoom camera 3 out just a little bit, I guess, Jonathan. When our lower body floats this way and the momentum is spraying this way, all right, we're going to cut that ball that way, and that ball's going to miss that way. The nose, he loses the nose arm side, all right? And if we don't spin, that's why spiral's so important. If we start losing this thing this way, it's going to continue to float that way. And his mechanics never shut off and close. They continue to float as he throws, and that's why he misses arm side like this, okay? Yeah, there you go. We got fancy cameras in here that move. Can you squeeze that just a little bit more back to where it was? I think it's 3.8. I think is what we ended up setting it up at. Anyways. That's an incompletion right here. All right, but later in the football game, we miss arm side and we throw a pick. Okay? We prefer the incompletions, obviously, right? Hey, I want to take a quick minute to give a shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. What a great time to be here on this network this year, but also a great time to be with our friends over at Sleeper. Go over to Sleeper today, the #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. On Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded today. Use promo code Brooks, as you see on the screen, on Sleeper and get 100% deposit match up to $100. Again, that's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. Boys, as you know, we're about 28 minutes at the time of this ad read from the kickoff of NFL Sunday. So go ahead, run over to Sleeper right now. I give you permission to leave the stream actively. Go over to Sleeper, get a play in right quick, and get paid. We appreciate those folks over there at Sleeper. Again, that's promo code Brooks over there on Sleeper. All right, so I left this in here. This has nothing to do with this matchup, all right? But it's probably going to have something to do with matchups next, whoever wants to play you man-to-man. Again, you survive this one, you're probably going to get a football team that may throw man-to-man at you. And this is why I put this on the clip. This is a confirmation to me, Jonathan, that their window is next year like we have been talking about. I said today that I think Brent should be up for Coach of the Year discussions because this football team is 10-2, because they have done what they have done, all right? Because they do have flaws, like this right here. I'm being honest. I think 12's a great football player, right? The converted linebacker tight end, I think he's going to be really, really good. He's probably going to play in the NFL. He's great, okay? But that is a tight end, Jonathan, who just started playing tight end 10, 12 months ago in the system that he just started learning, 8 months ago. You know what I mean? All right, so this is their go-to football player right now in a critical down in the red area, all right, against man-to-man coverage, which tells me that's his best option. Do you see what I'm getting at? That can't be the case for a national championship winning football team. If we want to score 30 points a game, the quarterback certainly got to get better, but everyone's got to get better. I know Satanga and Burks are great after the catch. They're great in these, rails, deep overs, and all that great stuff. But we got to have a dude. We got to have a true X at some point in this offense during this next calendar year. All right, because we only got one more year of this quarterback, who I believe to be a great playmaker and a great football player. All right, we got to get other great playmakers around him, right? Hey, it's a good spot. It's a good spot, but we're not creating a ton of separation right there while getting absolutely obliterated. I do love watching this kid play as a football lover, right? Like, I love football players. I think this kid is a football player. He's not a quarterback, if that makes sense, because he'll do this stuff right here, man. He's tough as shit. I love that. Get right back up. I thought it was in a winnable spot. You couldn't see from the back cut. Let's go to play 23. This is as close as he gets, J. Will, to actually closing his front side off. All right, instead of just, sliding through second base right here, this is as much as it gets. He is trying his butt off to actually shut it off, and he doesn't. And guess where he misses it? Yeah. But you'll see what I'm saying. Like, we're almost there, man. We're so close to really doing the job and doing it the right way. Watch, when we get to the top of this, we are working. We're trying. We're trying to slow our body down and get to a stopping point, but guess what we do? We just keep floating. We just keep floating around, and we never shut our body off, all right? And we miss it arm side and spray it up the sideline, okay? We got to sprint out, come to a stop, get our body slowed down, and rip that football without floating through it, okay? And the thing is, I know they know these things. They have to. All right, so 4th and 1 right here. Left it on the clip because, bad pad level. All right, again, let's look. I think it's the right guard here that I got beef with. Okay? We're bending at the waist, aren't we, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. Bending at the waist. We don't want waist benders here. We want ankle benders and knee benders and ankles and knee benders, all right? We don't want to be doing this. We want to be doing this. Do we all understand that? We don't want to be, catching a power clean with our nose over our toes. We want to catch it with that weight right on our shoulder column, okay? That's the difference between good pad level and bad pad level. Now, again, 88's a super freak, all right? He is a sawed-off different human. And they're throwing a stunt on you guys right here in a short yardage situation. We call that a ton stunt, all right? The tackle is going under the nose, ton, T-U-N. If the nose goes under the tackle, Jonathan, what is that called?
A nut stunt.
That a boy. But this ain't got nothing to do with the quarterback. This ain't got nothing to do with anybody but the wide receiver. We are losing legs right here, okay? We cannot. We have to catch this clean, pluck it out of the air, and run after the catch, and here's why. Watch this sequence of football plays right here, Jonathan. We should have a massive 20-plus yard explosive, but we don't catch it clean, and we're going to fall down right here to make sure we catch the football. We should have ran a good, 6 or 7 yards? Instead, it's about to be 2nd and 2, which, hey, 2nd and 2, manageable situation. But things can go awry. Let's make sure they don't. Coach got us a winner right here, first play of the possession, but we can't catch the ball clean, and so we have no yards after catch. That's a problem. We can't do this down the stretch. We need every single one of these plays, because here we go. Hell, 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1, we're going to try to run the football and maintain the possession, aren't we, Jonathan? That's what we're going to try to do as a coordinator. I would as well. Oh, nope, RPO. Pulls it out, rips it out to the flat because he's got good numbers. Let's see how this results. Let's see what we got going on. All right, they're in cover 0, our man-to-man coverage out there with the overhang being Harold Perkins. He wants to commit himself to the box. I'm cool with the spit out over there. Now, let's see who gets the work brought to them. Uh-oh, we got a screen blown up. We had good numbers, should be good, but now guess what? It's 3rd and 4. Okay, 3rd and 4. Let's see what we can do. 3rd and 2. Let's see what we can do on 3rd and 2. All right? I think we go to the number 1 play, short yardage play in college football. Do we rub the arrow into the flat? Yes, we do. We rub the arrow into the flat, and drop the football. We can't have that. You know what I mean? We got enough going on. We got enough going on with our offense, with our roster, with everything going on. Our defense is great. Defense working their butt off. Special teams working their butt off. We got to make every play the defense gives us. We cannot have this. That can't happen. Now we're punting the football way up off the field in a game that we're down 7-0 in our own stadium. Okay? Everybody puckered up. 3-3. Damn, LSU got the ball at the 9 off a pick and didn't score. Whew. They're playing a bowl game soon, by the way. I don't know if y'all know this. LSU's playing a bowl game. What a comic that's going to be. That's going to be comedy, dude. I have no idea what that's going to look like. College football is insane. But here's why I would say just got to stay dedicated to the run game. Just keep trying. All right? Hopefully don't take negatives and holds doing so, but eventually they'll spit, man. I do think these two backs are really, really good. Like, dude, there's not a lot of space there. For this to be a 25, 30-yard gain, like, as a true freshman, that's tremendous work right there, 6. All right? That's trusting the crease, isn't it? We talk about that all the time. We know the concept of the play is counter. All right, for those of you that don't know, we got down blocks on the front side over here. We're pulling the backside guard. We're motioning the tight end over here. The crease is naturally going to hit right here in C-gap. All right, but we really, really got to trust our teammates to do their job. That's a good job squeezing right there by Jack Pyburn from LSU. All right, y'all can play all the 7-on-7 you want. This is what football is on Saturdays. It's physical and it hurts. All right, again, who won the pad level battle there, Jonathan? The LSU defensive player. That's why we got stonewalled. All right, we got to play lower, guys. All right, but great job right here by that converted linebacker getting through the crease as well. He plays with good pad level, right? Perkins is receiving that contact, is he not? All right, we got to have more of that from everybody involved. Great job there, 6. Go make that safety take a shitty angle. Great job there, 6. Just keep trusting that, man. Just keep trusting that kid to make plays, okay? What is this, Jonathan?
Arm side miss.
Why did we miss arm side, Jonathan?
Keep floating.
Now, look, I know we got pressure in our face, big boy, but you just stood in and took one off the chin. I need you to stand in and take another one. We got a young offensive line. It is what it is. We can't be doing this. We can't do this in the middle of the field. This is another interceptable football. Tips and overthrows, gotta have those. Got to have those as a defense. We preach that. Oh, my God, a ball in the air. The Lord has blessed us. Let's go chase that down. All right? So, yeah, we can't be having arm side misses, man, like this constantly. I need him to play like his life's on the line as a runner, though. If I can't trust you to throw it 35 times today in a game that we might have to because we can't really run the ball traditionally that successfully and consistently, like we're spitting chunks, that's great. But we get off the field so often because we end up in 3rd and 12 because we tried to run the ball twice, failed, and didn't do so successfully. All right? But if we're going to do this, buddy, I need you to be a superhero that makes people miss in the run game. All right? We're doing more. We talk about quarterbacks balancing counts when they're rushing threats, Jonathan. We're doing more than balancing counts here. We're taking care of one. You know what I mean? We're making them play jet read, and then we are going to take care of one of these football players that we don't block as an offensive lineman. That guy right there. Jack Pyburn's about to get made miss, and we're going to have a crease all the way backside. We've got to be a superhero as a running threat. I think he's got really, really natural running instincts, dude. I think he's got real space and feel for where, defenders have overran, cutback angles, how to press blocks. I mean, he's really, really good for a quarterback who's normally throwing the football. He's got natural running instincts. We got to find a way to get him 10, maybe 12 of these in every single football game moving forward. If we take 60 snaps and he has 12 rushing carries, 20 passing attempts, and we can run the ball, 30 times traditionally? We got a successful recipe for a winning football game, 24-21. You follow me? Let's go to play 39. So this is the stuff that I wonder, like, we're in year 2 in his system. Like, the only player on the field that should be comfortable in the concepts is the quarterback, right? The concepts came over with him from Washington State. So here's what we got over here, Jonathan. We've got a speed out and a red line vertical. That's it. Versus 3 guys. You see those 3 bracket defenders standing over there? These are our primary progressions, okay? So he is going to read this bottom to up, meaning he's going to read the immediate speed out right here from, I think that's Burks. And if he doesn't like it, we might have a vertical opportunity here, because if we don't like it, the only reason being is because we think the corner's driving down on the speed out. Do you see that right there? The corner does look like he's driving down on the speed out right now. And we're going to click off of that all the way back to the middle of the field, where we have nothing, by the way. Offensively, we have nothing in the middle of the field. Where are we? Why are we looking here? We should be driving that ball right down the red line right now, shouldn't we, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown being missed right now by a quarterback in year 2 who is about to flush a pocket, by the way. He's just going to start running out. So these are the things that, again, we talk about it with Gunner. Like, hey, we're not asking you to do a ton from a passing standpoint in the sense of we're not full air raid, big dog. Like, we're not doing a ton. We need every explosive hit. Same thing here. We need almost every explosive hit down the stretch. Now, it's a great job that we scrambled, avoided a sack, all that good stuff, threw the ball out of bounds, protected the football. It's great. But I'm questioning the process here. You know what I mean? We got a speed out. We don't like speed out. Why do we not like speed out? Well, the corner's jumping the speed out. Well, if the corner's jumping the speed out, boom, now the vertical's there. That's how it should operate. It should happen like that for him. Because I've seen him do those things. Ooh. These are the type of things I worry about. What?
Hit.
Yeah, big dog. The Weeks brothers were ready for quarterback duo. Okay, this is a Alabama Jalen Milroe play. Okay, get in the pistol. Have the back now become a lead blocker in what now has become quarterback duo. These 2 football players, I know they watch a lot of tape. I know they do, because I know where they're from. I know the football programs they're at. I know who they are. I know what they are as defensive players. This looked to me like some type of tendency the way these 2 football players reacted. Watch it from the start, okay? From the back cut. Look at the flow from 33 in particular. Tell me 33 don't know what's about to happen. I see these types of things, and I worry that we have tendencies as an offense, is all I'm getting at, okay? Because you ain't going to see reads like that week 1, Jonathan. You will not. You will week 12 in a short yardage situation. Okay? I need 5 or 6 of these, though. It don't matter. Nothing matters in terms of the analysis today except for I need like 5 or 6 of those right there. Do we all see that one? We just need, hey, a couple of them to spit. We got 30 rushing attempts today. I need 5 or 6 of these from the running back room. 12 to 20 to 30, God forbid, yard gains where we flip field, get situations out of our own end where we can now get into 4-down territory because we've got a running quarterback. It's a great cut by him. Again, do not be trying to move these guys this way. Y'all be moving folks this way and let this guy do that. I think it's your best bet. It's a great job by the left tackle there, the movement on number 90. Look at him get to the hip and push 90 all the way over. Great job by the left guard. I think that's Eddie Pierre-Louis playing firm with the left hand. Okay, as soon as we feel our left tackle get to the hip of that defensive lineman right there, boom, now it's time to jack his ass up. Great job there. You can tell I get a little too excited about offensive line tape, Jonathan. Suspiciously excited. Let's go to play 44. This is a question for the coordinator. Hey, you ain't seen one clip today to this point of them throwing flares to the flat, have you? Mm-hmm. You know why? They've done it, but they ain't done it successfully, okay? They're going to throw a fox right here out of nowhere, 2nd and 10, okay? Guys, we gotta have success in the flat before we act like we're going to the flat to get vertical, okay? This was a weird question for the coordinator. What's going on here? I mean, did those guys look like they played this like they've been threatened at all in the flat, Jonathan?
No.
Those two football players? No. This number 0 is bailing to the flat because that's his guy. He's got responsibilities in the flat. These big-time explosives off screens are about these two football players triggering when they're not supposed to. And they have to be threatened to do so. Just a question I have for the OC if I were to be in the room with them, like, hey, did we just call this because we thought it was a good 2nd and 10 winner? You know what I mean? Or a tendency breaker, but we haven't set the tendency up is what I'm trying to say. Now, this is the stuff, again, I told you, in the run game, when we just get back on the ball and spam it, it might end up in a TFL. In the passing game, it's going to end up in a dead body, a tip, or a pick. And that ain't good news. This is a prime example of this. Again, one of these, oh my God, look at that throw from John Mateer. They're going to line back up on the football, run a very similar concept, and LSU safety is going to react totally different because he knows they're running a very similar play. Okay, watch this from the tight. Huge football right here into a tight zone window, downfield. I mean, it's an elite shot. Just a great ball. As good as it gets. I mean, NFL stuff right there into a tight zone window. Great job by the wide receiver being physical after the catch, even doing work after the catch. But here we go, Jay. They hop right back on the football. They run a very similar concept and try to hit Canick right down in the middle of the field, and I think they throw a pick right here. Boom. Safety jumps in. You know? Those are the types of things we have to avoid down a playoff stretch. We can't have a chunk play, get super, super aggressive now that we finally had some success, and then get locked into a read and throw a pick. We can't do that, okay? Now, I do love that they challenge the middle of the field. I love that. I love that they have weapon. Dude, 12, 5, and 4 play so tough over the middle of the field, like we just showed you with 5. They're so willing. The amount of guts it takes to go full extension, put my rib cage on the line, put my body up off the ground. Like, God forbid I get upended and I end up on my neck. You know what I mean? Like, these guys play tough as hell, and I love the fact that they do that, but it's also very, very risky. You know what I mean? This was weird to see. They're running quarterback jet read or quarterback counter jet read. Okay, they have jet this way. They got counter coming back this way, though. And this is why I put in my notes, I think the offensive line got the wrong call from the sideline, because normally if we're running jet this way, we're pulling the counter back this way so the quarterback can actually fit this way. Guys, if he were to pull this football, he's got to pull it from here and hit quarterback counter back over here. Impossible. Correct? Impossible. So I think we got to bust the communication. And here's how this happens, okay? The fast-paced offenses that I've played in, now I don't know if it's changed in 10 years, the fast-paced offenses that I know, they got 17 signal callers over there trying to throw off Connor Stallions. You know what I mean? They got a bunch of them over there. Well, they all got all kind of different wristbands, okay? But they all have different positions as well. Wide receivers get a call, offensive linemen get a call, quarterbacks get the full call. Do we all get that? Running backs get a call. Okay, that way we can play fast. That way I can look at my one guy, he can signal one thing, and the quarterback gets the big, full sentence. Do we all get it? Offensive line got left call. Everybody else got right call. That's the only way I can explain it, because it doesn't make any sense. If they're running quarterback jet read like this, I would have even more questions about the OC, but I don't. I like the OC. I think the OC's good. I think we got to stop the spamming stuff, though. Other than that, I like him. Jonathan, I think if the quarterback pulls this football, he runs for days. Mm-hmm. For days. If he pulls it clean, he's trying to pull the football, and he puts it on the ground. All right? Now, again, types of mistakes, self-inflicted errors we cannot have. I think they're a pretty disciplined football team, Jonathan. Will you check penalty stats on them? I find when I watch Oklahoma football, I find it to be relatively clean. Not a lot of pre-snap penalties, not a lot of holds, not a lot of junk, right? Defensively, we know they play clean. Now, I could be misspeaking. I watch a lot of tape. I don't watch a lot of TV copy. TV copy is where you get all the yellow flags. You got to see them get thrown in this. But this is the most important thing about this offense, guys. Like, it's struggled, and I know Oklahoma fans watching today have felt it be strugglesome. What's up?
They rank 106 for penalties.
Never mind. I don't know what that is. We'll have to figure that out. Chat, tell me what that is. You guys, Oklahoma fans, tell me what that is. Anyways, this has been their MO. This is how they, in my opinion, it's how they beat Tennessee on the road. It's how they beat Alabama on the road. It's how they're going to win in the playoffs if they do. It doesn't matter if we have 300 yards of total offense. All that matters is we flip the field enough to score enough points to win the game. And this is what they've done the last several weeks. They've created massive chunks, even in the midst of anemic offensive performances, all right? Now, we can't turn the ball over after we create these chunks, but that's the key. We've talked about it for, 2 years now on this channel, Jonathan? This is a sport of explosive plays. Mm-hmm. If you win the explosives and you win the turnover margin, you are going to win the daggone football game, okay? The amount of, just seeds like that he'll do. And then we'll just, All right. This is, to me, is this the interception? All right. This is on you at this point, Arbuckle. Now, watch this, Jonathan, and tell me where we missed this football and why we missed this football. Okay?
Arm side.
It's an arm side miss. We miss it inside. It's going back the other way for an interception. This is on, in my opinion, this is on the OC. He's been with the guy for 2 years. We cannot miss inside to our left side on fade balls. And if we know we have a quarterback that has a tendency to miss arm side, we should not be calling these plays. Do you understand that? Is that fair? Is that fair criticism? Mm-hmm. Because, guys, I've noticed it, and I've watched 7 games of the kid. They've watched hundreds of hours of tape of this guy. We can't call plays like this if we know what it is, especially the more and more high-pressurized games we get into. Every single point is at a premium in these games moving forward, in period, like moving forward in his career. He's got 9 conference games next year that are going to be like this. We can't turn the ball over when we got automatic points right now. Our kicker's been dynamic, so we got to flip this. We got to throw all this stuff to the right, okay? We got to throw all this stuff to the right. Buddy, if you would just shut your momentum off, the ball would come out better. Watch his back foot here, Jonathan. Watch it just pirouette, and almost like he's a pitcher. We're not pitchers, we're quarterbacks. Watch his back foot. You can really see it from the wide.
Yeah.
He's back there whipping that thing around. And he does different things with it every time he throws a football. We can't expect consistent results doing different things every single time. We just can't. I think I've harped on it enough. What do you think, Jonathan?
About Mateer?
About the offense in general. What do you think?
Yeah.
Because this is what it's been about. Again, this is the game winner right here. It don't matter how many mistakes we make, as long as we make enough plays, is what I'm thinking about this football team. They got playmakers. They do. The guys with the ball in their hands are really, really good. They don't have like a dude at wide receiver that can go beat man-to-man, bump and run on a consistent basis. They don't have a true X. But they spit enough explosives to make you – I mean, you're going to have to go score 24 points against that defense is what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? God forbid they ever get a 35-point offense.
It's weird because, like, when a team can't run the ball, but you don't really want to say this, but this is what I want to say. Like, when you get into plus territory, you almost want to tell them to be conservative and just live with where you're at because you're a team that you can kick field goals almost all day long and you'll be fine because your defense is good enough, and you want to limit, like, having those mistakes of turnovers potentially or anything like that. But, like, once you get your chunk play, it's like, okay, we're good. We did what we needed to. Now we just got to execute, make sure we get the points.
I mean, we watched Notre Dame go to a national title last year doing exactly what Jonathan just talked about. As soon as they got the ball to their own 45, it was like, all right, the quarterback's legs are a threat at any point in time. We're going to be nice and conservative. We're going to protect the 3 points because the defense is really, really good. Your defense is better, by the way. Nobody is talking about the fact that R. Mason Thomas hasn't played the last month, and he's their best football player from a national standpoint. I hope they get him back in this football game because I want to see the guy play. Hey, hope you enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Love you. Bye.